Let me tell you something. What does this English phrase mean and how can we use it? Well, after we talk about the meaning a little bit, we'll look at some examples so that we can clearly understand this phrase and we can use it freely in our English conversations. So, first, what does the phrase mean? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This is a good way to introduce some kind of information. I want to let you know something. I'm going to tell you something and I want you to listen carefully. And now that is the feeling of this phrase. Now, this could be in a nice way, like I want to give you some kind advice, or maybe you're feeling bad and I want to comfort you, or I want to cheer you up by telling you something that's important, something that is good for you. However, we can also use this phrase for more serious things. And those things could be like giving you a warning. Let me tell you something. If you do that, I'm going to something. Okay, so it can have that very strong feeling to it. Or it could be that somebody's angry because you have said or done something that made them angry. And now that they're angry, they're going to come back and they're going to try to defend themselves by stating some information. What might that be? Well, maybe you made a comment about that person at work. And that person's angry. He might say, let me tell you something. I've worked at this company for 5 years now. This, and this. Okay, so we get the feeling. It can be that strong feeling of giving a warning or defending someone's self. But usually, after we use this phrase, we have to give some type of fact, some type of information that will be helpful or that will argue the previous statement. So we've given you an example of warnings and also of defending oneself. Well, what about advice or comforting? Well, let me tell you something. When you first started learning English, I could barely understand you. But now, you're speaking English very well. Well, that's a nice way that we can cheer somebody up. Right? They may say, I suck at English, I'm so terrible. And then we come along and we say, well, let me tell you something. Now, you've gotten a lot better. Or let me tell you something. You have learned so much English in such a short time. Don't beat yourself up. Don't give up. You're doing very good. Or we might try approach like giving advice. Let me tell you something. When I first started learning Korean, it was very difficult. I had to work really hard. But I wasn't doing that great. You're doing much better than me. All right? So this is the type of way that we can use this phrase. We're going to introduce some type of information that we know by first saying, let me tell you something. We can use it, once again, to give advice, to give comfort, to cheer somebody up. However, also more strong situations like warning somebody, or even defending myself, maybe after being angry about a different comment. Okay, so I hope this is useful. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a comment below. I'll definitely check out all the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. You can also check out more lessons on languagelevelup.com and keep up the good work learning English.